Hey guys, TheChrisD here again, and welcome back to EU4. So I spent about, 3 hours or so continuing the Iron Price save after the end of the last session, which was episode 15. Just trying to buff up the colony enough that I could actually try and, declare independence and vassalize the former overlord for turning the table. But it was, even after that length of time, I suddenly realized that it's going to be a lot harder than I thought because I'd built up Denmark to be like nearly 900% war score, and a lot of it, due to culture conversions and just nations not being their primary culture, a lot of the cores were expiring, like English cores, Irish cores, the Scottish no longer had any cores, there were no longer Livonian Order, and barely had any Teutonic Order left, the Sami and stuff were gone. It was just like, it was actually really hard, and it was going to be really hard to actually destroy the country enough to where the CN could vassalize the overlord in one war. So I decided to go so I decided to do what is apparently the easy way to try and get it, which is to start as one of the two Spice Islanders here and just colonize Australia. At least I think that's still how it can be done, because where's the I was looking for the region map mode more than anything else, because I believe this counts as going to be a separate region because it's Oceania versus Asia, I believe. At least I think that's a CN forms, or at least I think this becomes distant overseas. I'm not entirely too sure. I think it does anyway, so that's why we're going to try it. So we have to choose. We get to choose between Ternate and Tedor. They're both pretty similar. You start with Moluccan ideas, which is production and goods produced, which is good because you kind of need it, because that's how you make most of your money. As both of these nations start with I don't think it's a plus. It's a plus something to go. I forget what it is. I think it's like +3 to goods produced. A flat +3 goods produced for spices in these two provinces. I think that's what it is anyway. Okay, it doesn't actually show up here, but I think that's what it is. You get some interesting other ideas like trade efficiency, legitimacy, a colonist in the third, a merchant, unrest, light ships, diplomat. They're odd. Basically, it's just your choice of which one you want. And so there's Ternate, who has a 4-4-3 with no air, or Tedor, which is a 3-3-3 with no air. And they're both on the same side. They both have 13 development to start with. I don't know what the specific split of development is. We have 5-5-3 versus... Okay, they're exactly the same. Yeah, let's just start as Ternate and try and turn the table. This is probably going to be a very, very quick one. Like, don't expect it to last very long. In fact, it's probably just going to be speed 5 for a lot of it. If anything, because at the very least for the first hour or so, it's just going to be speed 5. Let me just ensure that it is, because crucially you can see that we see a lot of Asia here, but we don't see any of this. And if we go to the region map mode, geographical, keep forgetting where it is, or even the area region. Let's start with the region. So we're in Indonesia, which is on the Oceania continent. Here, yes. See here, Indonesia here in regards to Papua New Guinea. That becomes Oceania. But just west of it is us on Asia. So even though we're part of Indonesia and part of the East Indies, it's Asia here, whereas it's Oceania down here. That is why you ended up forming a CN when you go to Australia, because it's overseas. So yeah, that's kind of why that's kind of the easy method to do it. And there you are, you start, you're animist, you're basically completely isolated. It's pretty much you and Tedor, and that's it. Yeah, the only way you're going to get to any of these guys is you colonize these islands and then fabricate claims and start expanding onto them. But most of the time there's pretty much no point. You also start with more merchants than you can do anything. Actually, no, you don't. Alright, we'll collect from trade then. I was going to say, you start with more merchants than what you know what to do with, except you can still collect trade here. And also there's no money in the Philippines unless you go colonize it. Which we're not going to be doing. We're instead going to be... you guys can protect trade in the Moluccas. Basically, we want to just take over these guys and then sit back and try and get dip 4, admin 5. Thankfully, Chinese now starts at 3 instead of at 2. Which was a change they did. I don't know how long ago they did that change. It's a few patches ago they made that change so that Chinese and India no longer had the malice to the hordes that they started next to. Sub-Saharan still starts at 2, as opposed to everything else. So yes, with regards to money, you actually just make some money. We also have 7 on that. So let's get Cav and that, and we're rolling in general. I don't know if it's we're rolling in general or rolling the leader. So roll the leader. Okay, 3 maneuver. Good. And immediately we already have the claim on Tedor, so we need to get this going and get that claim pretty much done and dusted with, so there's not any more problems, so we can actually take them out. Because they are our nearest neighbour and annoying. Like, they're just our neighbour and they need to die. They're also building spearmen. I don't know what they have for a general. That's the thing. I'll need to see what their general is like and if it's any good or not. Because, crucially, the fact that I have this 3 maneuver here means I can avoid the straight crossing if we actually get it done in time. Or if we have a general and they don't. Yeah, they built up to 6, but I'm building up to 7. In fact, I may even build up to 8 just to ensure that we can kill them. Keep the other guys and see improve prestige, or let's try and accumulate money, because I don't think we're going to be getting prestige here. Not for a while anyway. As for techs, we'll just keep it going normally, because we're going to want to have a nice bunch of diplotech, and thankfully we can store up a lot of dip, because we're Chinese. We have 1600 as our dip limit. As for colonial range, you can already get to Australia just from the starting colonial range, because you start at the because you have the dip 3 colonial range, isn't it? Yeah, you get the dip 3 colonial range boost, so you can get straight to Australia, which is pretty much what we're going to do. Hire an explorer, explore the lands, and then just colonize the entirety of Australia, and then turn around and be like, hi guys, we're going to declare war. Oh hey, we also declare independence. And yes, there is the Spice Islands, plus 3 goods produced, so you're making 4.4 of spices. Yeah, that is a lot here. And there's something to be said about keeping Tedor alive, just so that they'll, you know, maybe try and develop for a while. In fact, that might actually be a valid idea, to keep them alive for development. Just so that they, you know, use their points to develop the province, so that the province gets better when you end up trying to take it over. But of course, as the CN, you just want to vassal everything, so we'll just get them massively out of the way. Which there's nothing here, and once that claim expires, we'll just declare war. Not the claim expires, once the claim finishes, we can just declare war almost immediately. You guys stay here, please, thank you. Yeah, we're no longer protecting trade, so we no longer have a nice bit of income coming in. There's our claim. Let's just go for it now. Yeah, what do they got? What do they roll for a general is the question. 2 maneuver! Right, we don't have a straight. No straight crossing, perfect. Kill the fuckers. And they can't run because blockaded. And there we go, dealt with. Let's see if we can kill their boats. Or as many of their boats as possible. In fact, if we could steal a cog, or steal a light ship, that'd be great. Oh, I lost. Damn it, I lost one. I'm going to lose another one. Okay, and they ran. That's fine. If you guys could tank the damage and put them away. Decline the merchants. Oh yeah, you have estates still. Clergy and nobility. Wait. Oh, okay. I was going to say, where do they go? I thought you just said I had the merchants. No, never mind. They just went away because of it. Never mind. Detach all damaged. Stay here and just blockade the crap out of them. They went for an admiral as well for whatever reason. It doesn't help the fact that they are going to die. Let's just speed it up. There's really nothing we need to do here. It's going to be a very quick one. Well, I say quick. We're going to be sitting around for admin. Oh, give me the admin, yes. I'd take the money, but admin is kind of more important. We need to get to that admin 5. And there we go. And siege. Let's steal some boats if we can. Yeah, their leader is making killing their boats a tad annoying. Wow, and he's taking out a couple of mine. Alright, well, we're done there. Okay, you guys can go back to protecting the trades. There's a question for either eating them or making them a vassal and humiliating, but I don't think it really matters. We'll just eat them up, take all their money, so that they don't become an annoyance a little later on. And we accumulated money, yay! Not that it really matters, let's just start coring. Ooh, that's a lot of exhaustion. Probably because, yeah, the entire army was sitting on the siege. So that's fine. And now we just sit back and do nothing. Improve our prestige. Sure. Like, that's gonna happen. Like, that's ever gonna happen. Right. Army can... I was gonna say army can stay paid for, but actually no, it doesn't really need to. Army can go down to practically nothing. Let's hire us an admin advisor. Like, we'll take the tax, because why not? And the rest doesn't matter. We're just basically speed 5ing it for a while. I suppose maybe some dip, just so we can get to dip. Well, actually, I don't necessarily need the dip just yet. Well, I suppose if the dip can hold off a little bit, yeah, we'll get some trade efficiency, sure, why not? And just speed 5 and wait for colonizing. And wait until we can colonize. Which is, I don't know how many years it's going to be. I mean, how many years until admin 4? See, 1454, so 7 years for admin 4. And then it's however many years for admin 5, and then we can go exploration and start exploring. So yeah, this will be a bit of a, we'll just skip forward until we get admin 5, how about that? Okay, there we go. Admin 5 is now available. So let's actually take it and then we can start to go exploring to find Australia. Now, rather than taking up dip a couple of times, I instead just boosted the production development of these provinces a little bit, because why not? And that's handy because we can actually keep so many... Because we can keep so many points, we don't have to go straight through to 3 ideas. Now, as for native policy, we're just going to go for coexistence, increases the reduces the uprising chance. Actually, I'm tempted to not do it simply to actually station troops over there, just to get the assimilation bonus rather than anything else. Because I think the assimilation bonus would actually be quite useful over here. As for this place, Turn 8 is pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much all gone. And it's, even with the troops here, there's nothing there because of all the troops. So, well, instead, I'm going to start, yeah, we're going to attempt to trade with them. We'll have to end up paying our army for it, and we'll probably have to get rid of the advisors, but yeah, let's do that. We will instead trade with you guys so we can get the assimilation, which will increase the goods produced in the colony, which is good for us. Also, you're fired. We don't need you right now. You guys are on auto transport, which is good. Now if we could get some of you guys over to... Alright, you guys just stop moving for a second. There we go. You guys need to get over here to TB. That'll be the first place we're going to go. Although we'll end up going around the corner to try and find them. And no, I'll take the... You can take the admin. It matters not. And there we go. Starting to grow very slowly a year, mind you. And, well, we'll increase that settler growth by doing that. I don't necessarily mind losing money right here because, you know, I don't exactly need to be keeping the money very much, that's for sure. As for you guys, want to go into port, please, so I can actually... Alright, need 50 dip for that. Oopsie. Well, let's just wait around for a bit until we actually get 50 dip again. Then we'll go explore the rest of the Australian node, just so that we can see where it is. And that's not half too bad in general. So, Xi'an... Oh, right. There's another reason for probably wanting dip tech, because we're going to need to figure out where everything is here. I think based on regions or areas. Southeast Pacific. Oh, it's just Southeast Pacific I need to search, isn't it? Right, it's hard to tell. There we go. Southeast Pacific. We can also explore the coast of Northeast Pacific. Let's go for the waters of Southeast Pacific. We need to find the rest of Australia and just start colonizing it. And just as that happens, there goes our previous king. So we have a 363. A 363 King's Sire, which is handy because we need to be rushing through the dip to finish this off as quickly as possible. So I'm happy with that particular point spread. And negative stat really doesn't make a difference because all we're doing is colonizing anyway. And we're still somehow making money. I suppose once we end up getting to 2 colonists, that's not going to be... We're not going to be making the money, and I don't mind losing the money. Although it would be nice to keep some money just so I could gift it all to the CN, just so I'm about to take over. But it happens. Hey, colonist rush, sweet. That'll make this grow slightly quicker now. Oh, land theft. Oh god, land theft. No, you guys are not taking anything. Oh wait, it's Tedor. No, it's Tedor. Here, damn it. No one is getting that at all. No one is getting that. You guys can shag off because you're not getting anything. Okay, wow, that's all I can find at this current thing. I'll go southeast then. In fact, what can I even do with these guys other than... Oh, you have a lot of loyalty. Jesus, your loyalty went way up. I could also... Oh, New World Charter. If you had influence of 50, I could grant a New World Charter. Unfortunately, you don't. So I can't. Oh, there's Western Australia. The gigantic... crap it is. There's a kangaroo. Wait, does it actually say kangaroo or did that just say spare no expenses? No, it just said wasteland, didn't it? Darn it. It's a shame you can't hover over it and have it say kangaroo. Wait, yeah, let's just find all of the provinces around here. Or all the provinces that we can find. Oh, and the natives starting to rise up. Thankfully they're small and easily killed. Again, the main reason I want them to still exist is... Also, I might have to go Northeast Pacific. The main reason I want them to still exist is, that, again, like I said, the uprising chance, or anything else, or rather the assimilation. And because I increased it, so 500 natives will add 0.04 to the goods produced. I mean, it's not much, but it's something anyway. And 0.08. 0.08. I thought there were some really big problems around here with loads of natives, or is that just what's down in New Zealand? Alright, well, you guys go keep exploring while I'm doing this. Just gonna be sitting on speed 5 colonization for a while, unfortunately, until we have enough to which a CN forms. Then we work on the CN. It might be a challenge keeping the CN in check until such time as I can willingly take over, because you know, I want to save up money, I want to ensure... I don't care about that guy. 314, whatever. Another thing it'd be nice to do is actually be able to tech up before the CN... Before forming a CN. The quicker I can tech up, or the more I tech up, then the more tech the CN starts with. I'm also a trader. Do I need more dip right now? It'd be nice to finish it off, but I don't necessarily think it's required, so... Let's go without the advisors, and just try and earn some money. Yeah, these guys, these natives will pop up regularly enough. Here are some money, because we have lots of it. How much are these guys having to explore up there? Probably just a lot of that stuff. No, I think they're coming back now. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be getting much colonial range, at least off it once it finishes. We might get some colonial range out here to find West Australia. But I don't plan on increasing my colonial range much further than this. Maybe Tech 7. Although another thing I'm going to do before I switch over to the new thing is to get rid of this idea group and replace it with something that's a bit more... Ooh, good Haiji. Something that's a bit more useless, shall we say. Like, oh, I don't know, naval maybe. Maybe naval, give the AI naval ideas. Yeah, because that's totally gonna work. Naval ideas. Or even something like influence around here, because influence is gonna be useless for them as well. Or even humanist, just to... Because I don't think the AI willingly changes their idea groups. So I may as well, you know, destroy them or something. Or may as well make them kind of silly. So that they can't make any use out of them. Yeah, you guys go, just go explore that. I don't know if that's actually East India is going to explore up there, or if South India is needed to explore this. Maybe they are. I don't know. Anyway, this colony is growing a bit. I don't know. It's not necessarily. It's just, again, early game colonization can be kind of slow because there's no modifiers. You're working purely on the base colonist settler chance. And you're only going up 55 a year, despite colonial enthusiasm and opportunity, because, oh yeah, tropical's in the top here, aren't they? If you go to, because I think under the climate map mode, wherever it is, under region, I think, yeah, north is all tropical here, there's a bit of arid, and then becomes temperate. So yeah, I'm even colonizing the hard stuff first, just to try and get it out. Oh, so it is the other one I needed to do. Explore the west of Australia. I will go here in a second, but I think I wanted to get somewhere around here that has the high development, especially that base 10 in Eora with the natural harbour. I want to get that and make sure the CN has that, and hopefully it becomes the CN's capital as well before anything else. And ensure that I have as much tech as possible before the final one so I can pass it over to the CN and not have to worry about it. We're getting close to getting that second colonist, so let's march over. Sure that we have anything, sure that we have stuff. Roman fever. Let's just, yeah, organize a response. And you search the coast, then you should be done pretty much. We're almost finished this first colony, which is good. And there we go, TB. Done. And that already has the organized colony. And yes, distant overseas, behemoth core automatically, so nothing we have to worry about. So 'tis all good. Go to Yongu and eventually over here to this place. And there's the second colonist. The legitimacy really doesn't matter to me because not going to be playing this country long enough for legitimacy to matter. Anywhere else you can explore now that we've done that. And we can go back to Southeast Pacific. Now that you have a little more colonial range, you can actually reach around the bottom of Australia. Just a little bit. And yeah, now we're going to start losing money because 4 ducats a month being spent on it rather than anything else, but that's fine, I don't care. Still all the money coming in from production. As you can see here, 0.3, because yeah, you get a lot of it from those spice provinces. And oh, we're done. Okay, you guys can go back to protecting trade in the Moluccas. And rather than collecting, well, it's all transferring anyway. Oh, look, you get a 10% boost. See, having a merchant present increases 10%, but having a... I think also when you don't have a merchant present, you're only transferring, you also get boosts to your mainland. I don't know, I'll look it up. But anyway, just colonize more of Australia. Ternate, Northern Australia. It is indeed quite Australian. Yeah, the colonies, yeah, these are both going to be slow. As I said, yeah, it's going to be... Even at speed 5 colonization is a bit slow. Hey, do you want to go over here? I want to add another boat to this. Just so that we have another one, so we can have 4 cogs going around, rather than just 3. And all these boats are going to end up trying to sell off to the CN almost immediately as well. Like once I finish these provinces and Tasmania and possibly some of New Zealand, I won't be needing the cogs anymore, so I can sell them off. Hopefully the CM won't have built enough boats to where they have too much, force limit to they can actually take the boats and then have to delete them. But I'd rather not have to delete the boats. It would be a tad annoying. And I don't mind if Ternate actually goes bankrupt or anything else, because again, it really doesn't matter. As long as the CN is formed, in fact, if the country goes bankrupt, even better, because that means I can just waltz in with like almost no fort defense and no morale and just be like, hey, yeah, you just get wrecked, sort of thing. Save titles. Sure, I'll take the stab. Just want to make sure the colonial region, yeah, still is just Australia and a bit of New Zealand, which I haven't found yet, because I need the range first. Which requires one of these guys to finish. Possibly either this one, and once this finishes, we might get some other guys over there. Yeah, not running any advisors, good. I don't know why that popped up. I don't know why it still says a spy master. You know, the advisors that aren't currently being hired have died. I don't know why it still shows those there. Really don't care. Oh, fish still? Jesus, there's a lot of fish around here. And that only gives you, actually, that's not necessary. Naval force modifier, because it only gives you a CB against primitives, which are not around here. So we can pretty much safely ignore that. If we end up getting to admin 7 before we get a CN, then I'll probably go, there's a Regency Council, but that's fine. What's the Regency like? 033, of course. I'll probably switch to expansion just to add another colonist into us, and probably go for that settler growth as well. I don't think this is gonna take long enough to where I'm gonna be able to enact a policy. Oh, the levy, go feck off. Feck off with your levy. Unfortunately, yeah, these guys have just no influence, otherwise I'd get a New World Charter from them. A New World Charter would be fun. Fortunately, I can't do that. Oh, hey, if only we had... Oh, hey, we're pagan. Yay, sacrifice human hearts. We're pagan, we can sacrifice human hearts. Yay, because we're animist. All the Eastern animist stuff. Oh, Brunei's eaten Bhutai. Unfortunate. Hey, at least Maja's still there, and the Theravadas are somewhat strong, maybe? What's Ayutthaya doing? Terrible. Hurry up, Ayutthaya, do... Oh, wow! Batman's got wrecked! That's not normal. So the vagina might actually lead, and Delhi's eating Jaunpur. Wow, India is getting... That's a weird... And Orissa's eating Bengal. That is... Okay, seriously, that's a weird India, this game. If I had India like that, although really I'd need vagina to be... Oh, and Ceylon became Hindu. Oh. Airfall's ill, and guess who doesn't care? Wow, he lived. Oh, right, I sent him Medicus. I say, oh, he lived. Would have been interesting getting an interregnum. I say interesting, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll focus on technology, ensure that it's up to scratch, so that we transfer it over to the CN a lot easier. Oh yeah, we also have to... Unfortunately, there's no rivals we can't have, otherwise I'd be telling the guys over here, because even though they would all ally... Yeah, they'd ally, I need them to not ally, if you know what I mean. So it's just hostile and hostile. I don't know if the AI changes this or not. But let's just make them all hostile, because I don't care about them. And they shouldn't matter at all. But what can you do? Okay, I will wait for these colonies to finish, and then we'll move it over to the next episode of Speed 5 Colonization, because if there's even an episode, I might even just cut it right here and be like, right, here's the end of the episode. I'll come back when we have Australia colonized, or rather when we have most of this colonized and actually have a somewhat decent CN. Oh, and there's a... Wow, that was quick. I love it when you get that event as the thing is basically finished. It's like, here you go, because we know you wanted us. Yeah, thanks game, that helped. You guys get back, because I think I can explore somewhere. Yeah, I can explore a bit more now that we have that. We can go back to Southeast Pacific. I think we'll see Tasmania with this, maybe. I say maybe. Oh, Yolngu's finished. You guys, I want yous down. Yeah, go get Yor, please. Oh, it's too far. Yor is still too far. Wow, okay, let's go as far down the coast as we can then. We'll take this 8th development then. Since we can actually get to Yor. Alright, what have you found then? I think they're finding a few other provinces here. Yeah, should be able to find Tasmania. Spread of disease. Oh yeah, assuage their pain. Get some nice boosts to that. I don't know where you're going. Three Kings. Are you actually gonna get or New Zealand? I think we will. I think we'll actually find New Zealand. Sure, I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if turn 8 here ends up getting, you know, all the crazy loads of loans or going bankrupt, although bankruptcy would get in the way of the colonization, which is a tad annoying, but what can you do? Yeah, go explore. I'm surprised you can't see this yet, despite the colonial range, which is really bizarre. Alright, go find some New Zealand so I can double check that. Wow, New Zealand got nerfed on the natives too. Oh, there's a 5,000 there. Oh, and there's a 9,000 right there as well, and development of 11. But yeah, there used to be a lot more than that, I think. Alright, well, we'll put a cut in here and continue with Speed 5 colonization in the next one, or even just cut until we get a CN.